Good morning, student.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, how are you all?
I'm fine.
Okay, very good. Student, before going to start our chapters, today's chapter, I would like to ask you some question. Okay, everyone can see these images.
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
So, what events do you see in this picture?
Tsunami, volcano eruption, forest fire.
Okay, very good. And what would you have done in this situation?
First of all, we will protect ourselves.
Okay, and even more, what you can do?
Move to higher ground immediately.
Okay, very good. Have you experienced such situation yourself, Sujit?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh wow, you have experienced. And Prem, what about you? Have you experienced such situation?
No, ma'am.
Okay, no issue. So here are some examples, student. See in this picture that um, these are the image of Latur village where earthquake occur at Latur district, and the village name is Khilari. Okay, so in 1993 many people died due to earthquake. Even today, people of Mumbai shudder at the memory of July 2005 when many people had lost their lives in the deluge caused by heavy rains. Now, the next example is occur in 2014, where the whole village of Malin in Ambegaon Taluka of Pune district was destroyed. Okay, due to landslide. Got it, student?
Yes, ma'am.
And now the second one more example here given. In November 2015, many people died due to flooding caused by heavy rain in Tamil Nadu. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone? Now our next topic is, so before going to start, we have covered all those things you have seen in this image, right? And now the main question is, what is disaster? So a disaster, a sudden event that causes large scale damage to life, property and social asset of nation or society is called a disaster. Understood, everyone? A
Yes,
sudden event. Okay, which kind of event is this? A
Sudden
sudden
event.
event. A sudden event that cause large scale damage to life, property and social asset of nation, society is called a disaster. Okay, how and why do you following disaster occur? How do and why are these following disaster occur?
Due to floods, heavy rain, or earthquakes.
Okay, due to flood, heavy rainfall, earthquake, volcanic eruption, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good, Saket. Now the types of disaster. Okay, there are two types of disaster: natural disaster and man-made
Man-made
disaster.
disaster.
In natural disaster, there are subtypes again, that is earthquake, flood, storms. And in man-made disaster, bomb explosion, leakage of chemical gases, fires. Okay, these are included in a man-made disaster. Now tell me, student, if I'm talking about flood, which kind of disaster is this?
Natural disaster.
Very good. That is natural disaster. Okay. So if question will be asked in the exam that differentiate between natural disaster and man-made disaster, all you are able to solve,
Yes, ma'am.
all you are able to answer this question, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So student, listen carefully. In natural disaster, earthquake occur. Earthquake like just a shock occur due to an earthquake, and this can be mild or intensified. Okay, on the earth mild earthquake occur in a large number than the intensified or runners. Every day earthquake are noticed at some or other places of the earth according to the observation of National Earthquake Information Center. Okay, nearly around 12,400 to 14,000 earthquake occurs on the earth. Okay, these are also given as per according to their website, that is www.tris.education. Understood, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Now the one more important thing is included in earthquake, that the machine, or either you can say instrument, which record the earthquake is called seismograph or seismometer. Okay, so this is used as a measured in the Richter scale, and this is one of the mathematical measuring unit. Mathematical measuring unit. Now the effect of earthquake. Okay, so what are different types of earthquake and their effect? Can you tell, Sujit, effect of earthquake? Okay, let me give you some example, then you can. If losses occur of human beings, wild animal and pets, these are included in effects of earthquake. Understood, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now listen carefully, student. Economic loss at large scale, ecosystem destruction due to loss of biodiversity, direction of flow of river, streams changes, possibilities of fire occur in cities increases. If there is a earthquake at the bottom of ocean, it may create tsunami waves and thereby large scale destruction of coastal region. Okay,
Yes, miss.
level of water table changes also. Now what are the different causes of an earthquake? Volcanic eruption, stretch of big dams on earth, mining, underground atomic test, water, uh, water through the cracks of the earth due to tremendous heat. The water convert into stream. And the stream formed tries to come out from loosened earth surface. Okay, student, everyone understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood, Sujit? Saket, understood?
No, miss. Repeat again.
What are you saying, Saket?
No, miss. Repeat again.
Oh, you don't understand causes of earthquake?
No, miss.
Okay. Let me repeat again this one. That is volcanic eruption, causes of an earthquake. Okay. So first point is volcanic eruption, stress of big dams on the earth, mining, underground atomic test. Okay. These are the various region which causes the earthquake. Okay. Now understood?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Okay, let's move ahead to our next chapter, next topic, that is disaster management. Now, how you can manage this all over kind of disaster? Okay, so there are is during disaster, whom do you call for the help, Sujit? Tell me.
Firefighter, paramedic.
Okay, firefighters and paramedics. Very good. So, during disaster, So, during disaster, community participation and disaster management are closely related. So, at that period, taking steps to prevent disaster, making plans to face disaster, and developing the capacity for that is called disaster management. Everyone understood that what is disaster management? That is taking step to prevent disaster. Okay, making plans to face disaster and developing the capacity for that is called disaster management. Understood? To prevent or reduce damage caused by natural or man-made disaster, emergency planning and management is required. Okay, according to 2005 report, the National Disaster Management Authority was established in nearly 2005. It undertakes planning and implementation of disaster management work. Okay, now the main important point. Now the main point is, student, that is, now the main point is, student, that during a disaster, helping and supporting each other is your moral responsibility, is our moral responsibility. Everyone understood?
Yes, miss. Ma'am.
Now the next one is precaution. Uh, what different kinds of precaution you are going to take if earthquake occur? What precaution you are going to take if you are at home, Sujit? What kind of precaution you are going to take?
There do not get
Scared, and instead of running here and there, stand still at one place. Understood?
Yes,
You don't have to move anywhere, just stand still at one place. Okay, either you can sit on the floor or below the bed,
Bed.
to protect yourself. uh, okay, Saket, tell me, if you are in the vehicle or outside the house, what precaution you have taken in this kind of situation?
then park your vehicle at a safe place and sit inside it. Do not wait near or below tall building, trees or electric pole.
Okay, so you are saying like you are going to park your vehicle at a safe place, right? And you, and also you are saying that you will sit inside it, or either you are not going to wait for not you are not going to wait near or below tall building, trees or any electric pole. Okay, that's very excellent answer. Now what kind of thing, okay, listen student, one more thing you have to avoid during this period, that is um, that is avoid doing following things during earthquake, that is avoid using lift in the multi storied building, instead use staircase. Okay, so you have to use staircase, don't use any kind of lift. Okay, and now the second point you have to focus on, that do not sit in a discomfort for long time. You have to do some physical movement, okay, like exercise or yoga you have to perform for your physically activity. Okay, now the third point you have to make sure that you will include in your daily practices, that if any kind of earthquake occur and there will be a possibility of fire. Okay, so you have to avoid carefully. Okay, switch off the main electric supply and do not use candles, lantern or matchbox. Instead use torch or battery. Okay, everyone understood?
Yes, miss.
Now I think we have done with the earthquake process and floods and storms. Okay, now the next part is, student, you have to consider that disaster management, how this kind of disaster management. So there are the different objective or disaster management, that is first one is saving of human life during calamity and release of the people. Okay, supply of essential commodities of the people to reduce the effect of disaster, to restore the human life in the region of creating reconciliation in disaster, rehabilitate disaster victims, considering protective measure in disaster. Such disaster will not reach in future, and take care to reduce their intensity. Everyone understood? Now,
Yes,
Saket, tell me how many types of disaster objective I have till now. Repeat it again.
Saving of human life during the calamity and release of the people.
Okay.
Second, supply of essential commodities of the people to reduce the effect of disaster. To restore, third point, to restore the human life in the region by creating reconciliation in a disaster. Fourth point, rehabilitate disaster victims. Considering fifth point, considering protective measures in disaster, such disaster will not reach in future, and take care to reduce their intensity.
Very good. You have included all overall point which I have done with the explanation. Yes, Sujit understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Now, the student, you have to learn about some remedial and preventive measures which you can apply to protect yourself in this kind of disaster. Understood? So what you can do at this kind of situation, that you can keep watching TV and radios news and bulletins which will going to provide you more information related to what kind of situation arises outside. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now the second point you can include, that is use battery operated radios and mobile. Third, hit the warning issued by the meteorological department carefully. Okay, now tell me, Prem, that what is meteorological department and what is the full form of IMD? Do you know about this? I have already tell everyone. Yes, IMD. What is student IMD? That is Indian Meteorological Department. Okay. What are the function of IMD? Anyone? What are the function of IMD? That provide information. Which kind of information it provide? Climate forecasting and weather forecasting. Very good. Okay. So IMD, that is Indian Meteorological Department, it's provide information related to climate and weather. Everyone understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can use also the website to get more information from imd.government.in. Here IMD, that is Indian Meteorological Department, going to give you more information related to weather and climate. Now the next one is landslide occur in if landslide occur in hilly areas due to cloud burst or heavy rains. On such occasion, do not take shelter at the foot of a hill. Okay. And during flood, do not linger in house or areas on river bank. Okay. Take shelter in other safe place. Move to safer place at higher height. Do not step into water current or drive a vehicle into dam. During an earthquake, roads split open, the ground cracks, railway tracks get uprooted. Hence, when moving from one place to another, make sure that road is safer. Okay. Now that one more point, that take shelter in relief camps as they provide medicine, food packets during water first aid. And now the last point is to get protection from fire, use fire extinguisher in public place like school, hospital, railway station. Okay. So student, here first aid and emergency action which you have to take. First aid and emergency action, that is you have to take if sometimes we have to face the disaster due to our own unawareness. Okay. So there are different types of symbol which you can which you can see and avoid doing other kind of mistake. So in emergency condition, various transportation method also you can use to make sure that people going to be safer. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Understood everyone?
Yes.
Now the next point is okay, so student, we are done with our chapters. Everyone understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let's take a recap. That's what we have studied today. Okay. So first one is disaster. Now, Prem, tell me what is disaster? Yes, define disaster.
Sudden event.
Yes.
A sudden event that cause large scale damage to life,
properties and social
aspect of
aspect of
nation
nature of social is called
or society is called disaster. Okay, very good, Prem, that you have explained very clearly that disaster is a sudden event that cause large scale damage to life, property and social assets of nation or society is called a disaster. Okay, and now tell me, Sujit, that how many types of disaster we have studied today?
Two type of disaster.
And what are those disaster? Name please.
Natural disaster and man-made disaster.
Okay. And subtypes of natural disaster?
Earthquake,
What are different
tornado,
types of what are different types of natural disaster?
earthquake, storm, tornado, flood.
Very good. And what are man-made disaster, Prem?
bomb blast, leakage of chemical.
No. Leakage of chemical gases, okay, and bomb explosion. Okay. You can take more time to answer this question, but please answer correctly. Okay. So, bomb explosion or atomic blast, leakage of chemical gases, fires, these are included, these are categorized in the man-made disaster. Everyone understood?
Yes,
That
ma'am.
two types of disaster we have studied till now, that is natural disaster and man-made disaster. In natural disaster, earthquake, flood, storms, forest fire, okay, and in man-made disaster, bomb explosion, leakage of chemical gases, fire, this kind of disaster categorized in a man-made. Okay, now how you are going to manage this disaster? Okay, so disaster management, taking steps to prevent disaster and making plans to face disaster and developing the capacity for that is known as disaster management. Understood? Understood, everyone?
Yes,
Disaster
ma'am.
management. What is disaster management? That is taking step to prevent disaster. Okay, and what are different kinds of remedial for disaster management? That remedial for disaster management is that during landslide, if landslide occur in your area, you have to take shelter at foot of a hill. During landslide occur, you have to take shelter at the foot of a hill. Very good. During an earthquake, road split open. Okay, so you have to move from
One place.
one place to another place. And why you are going to move from one place to another?
Ensure that the
To ensure that road is safer. Okay, so because to ensure that road must be safer. Understood?
Yes.
And what kind of preventive measures you are going to apply? That keep watching TV. Why you are going to keep watching TV during this kind of situation? Because getting more information.
about
Okay,
disaster.
about disaster, you must have to aware this kind of situation, right? So you have to get more kind of information throughout your internet or TV. Okay, so TV and radios, news and bulletins, these are going to provide you more information related to disaster. Okay, now and different even more, what you can do at this kind of situation, preventive measures, what you can apply? Yes, Sujit, tell me. You are going to take shelter. Where you are going to take shelter? You are going to take you have to take shelters in a camp, okay, to protect yourself. As they And why you are going to take shelter in a camp? Because they provide medicine, food, packets during disaster. Okay, drinking water, first aid during disaster. Okay, understood?
Yes, miss.
Okay, very good. um, now tell me, student, according to you, what can be done to deal with such a disaster? What you yes, tell me, Saket, according to you, what can be done to deal with such a disaster?
We will alert and take immediate action
Okay.
are necessary on such occasion.
Okay, very nicely you have answered it, that you will alert first, and second you are going to take immediate action, right, which are necessary for such kind of situation. Very well, very well answered. So student, everyone understood disaster
Yes.
chapters?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Sujit, tell me what is the full form of IMD? That is that is
Indian Meteorological Department.
Okay, very good. Indian Meteorological Department. And what is the function of Indian Meteorological Department, Prem?
Provide information.
About disaster
About
management. Disaster.
about disaster? No.
Weather and climate climate
Climate and
climate and weather forecasting.
okay, climate and weather forecasting. Very good. So we have done with the chapters. Okay, everyone understood?
Yes, miss.
Miss.
Okay. So, student, you okay. Let's take evaluation question. Now I want to see that you have understood it properly or not. So, tell me, Prem, what is meant by disaster?
A sudden event that causes large scale damage to life, properties, and social of the
Of a
of a natural
of a
nation or society is called a disaster man.
very good, is called a disaster. And Sujit, tell me, disaster management. What is disaster management?
Taking steps to prevent distance, making plans to face disasters, and developing the capacity for that is called disaster management.
Okay, very good. And which are the main components of disaster management? Which are the main components of disaster management?
Uh, First aid and emergency action.
Okay, first aid and emergency action. These are the main components, you can say, that disaster management, okay, can be managed by taking immediate action and providing first aid to the victims, right?
Yes.
Now student, your assignment is that okay, clearly write down your assignment. Make poster, advertisement, banners about disaster management. Okay, what you have to do? Making poster as well as advertisement banners about.
Disaster management.
Okay, Sujit, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Prince, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Saket, understood?
Miss बैनर भी बनाना है.
Yes, you have to make poster as well as banner also. Okay, and which kind of banners you have to make? That
Disaster
advertisement banner. Okay, advertisement banner. And one more thing you have to include, that that is awareness program. You have to also write that various kind of awareness information you have to write on that poster, okay, to make people aware about your programs. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Okay, thank you, student. Everyone understood properly, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye, miss.
Bye. Thank you, ma'am.